If you ever lose your way in the hills above Los Angeles, or elsewhere, you'll want Shailene Woodley by your side. See all of that beautiful stuff? The 22-year-old actress says, pointing at a patch of green vegetation just off the hiking trail in Fryman Canyon Park. It's called miner's lettuce. If you're ever stranded in the wild, you can eat all of that. Dressed in a white t-shirt and high-waisted skinny jeans, with a cell phone tucked into her back pocket, Woodley would look like any other millennial were it not for her perfectly lithe figure, her increasingly famous face, and perhaps her choice of water container. In lieu of a designer bottle, Woodley clutches a glass mason jar. She stops to admire the vistas and picks up bits of trash left behind by other hikers, a plastic cap, a wrapper, and squeezes them into the pockets of her jeans. Woodley isn't your average 20-something starlet. She's part of a new breed, epitomized by Jennifer Lawrence, who pride themselves on, well, being themselves. But whereas Lawrence is the endearingly clumsy Southern gal, Woodley is like a forest sprite, who might be doing something more wholesome with her life if filmmakers weren't so eager to give her one starring role after another. Hollywood was built on the backs of young actresses from Shirley Temple to Judy Garland to Elizabeth Taylor and beyond. But today's generation has to contend with a media environment that is far more complicated and precarious than the ones the studio chiefs of the 20th century manipulated for their own purposes. In an era when any false move can be broadcast by one fan to millions of others in the blink of an eye, authenticity isn't just a pose, it's a requirement. Like Lawrence, whose first two Hunger Games movies have grossed a combined $800 million, Woodley has her own post-apocalyptic young adult franchise, Divergent, based on the best-selling series of novels by the 25-year-old writer Veronica Roth. The first installment, which came out in March, has already earned $145 million and will spin off 3 more. This month, Woodley will carry another much-anticipated film, The Fault in Our Stars, based on John Green's beloved young adult novel, which has been on the New York Times bestseller list for more than 120 weeks, into cineplexes worldwide. The preview is the most liked trailer in the history of YouTube. Shay, as she is called by her friends and family, grew up in Simi Valley, California, home of the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, and started acting at around age 5. But it took a long time, she remembers. I had 500 no's before I had 1 yes, and it was a Honda commercial. She went on to star in about 40 commercials before landing her first lead role in the ABC Family television series The Secret Life of the American Teenager in 2008. In the meantime, Woodley was diagnosed with scoliosis. I wore a back brace 18 hours a day for 2 years straight, she says. An even bigger break came when, after an exhaustive search, director Alexander Payne cast her as George Clooney's daughter in the Oscar-winning The Descendants. The part earned Woodley a Film Independent Spirit Award and a Golden Globe nomination for Best Supporting Actress. At first, Woodley wasn't sure she was ready for her newfound success and mused aloud about quitting acting to become an herbalist, exploring her interest in medicinal plants. Somebody came to me and said, "I can't wait to see what you do next." I took that as pressure, that I had to live up to somebody else's expectations, she recalls. There were a few months where I was like, I don't want to act anymore. And then I got over it and realized it's none of my business what other people think of me. The other big takeaway Woodley got from her first film was Clooney himself. He has been an angel in my life for many reasons, she says of Hollywood's perennial everyman. She credits the actor for reaffirming everything she was taught to believe in. He knew everyone's name on set, she says. He treated everyone as an equal and everyone got his warmth. The admiration is mutual. Shailene can do whatever she wants, Clooney says.